Hello everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Skybyte Studios, and in this video we're going to be reacting to another Transformers review. This is an existing Transformers review, this time from the YouTube channel Ton Review, and this is going to be about Studio Series 55 liter class Scavenger from the Revenge of the Fallen movie. And as always with my reactions to these Transformer reviews, the full link is going to be in the description below. Of course, this video does not belong to me, I am just reacting to it. But anyways, let's get this started. I'm really excited about this figure, of course, because it's going to be a part of Devastator. And this, I believe, is going to be the biggest figure out of all of them. I believe this one and Overload are going to be the leader class figures in Devastator. And this guy got an early review of it, so let's see how this guy looks. So far from what I'm seeing in the vehicle mode, it's pretty good, except, like, of course, in the back it looks hollow. You could see, like, part of Scavenger's giant wheel back there. Now, I haven't seen the Revenge of the Fallen movie in quite a bit, so I don't know if it's completely accurate if the treads are that tiny, considering how giant that excavating vehicle is in real life. But yeah, that's just interesting to see. And then it's also funny to see how thick those the bucket parts or the shovel part is in the front. And of course, it's extra thick, so it could become two of Scavenger's arms. I keep almost trying to say Demolisher because I guess that's what the white version of this is called. And I believe there is going to be a repaint coming if I saw that correctly. And then there, you can see at the bottom, you can see his head in the back of the vehicle mode. Now he's comparing it to Scrap Metal and, I forgot his name, Hightower, yeah. So pretty much the crane slash shovel parts of Devastator he's comparing it with. And I think that's a pretty good size comparison. And in terms of long haul, I think that is an excellent size comparison there. Because I did rewatch that one scene in the movie where Devastator combined, and long haul is kind of that height compared to the other Constructicons. And now he's comparing it to Rampage again. I think the scale works really well. And now he's going to get into transformation. Now, I'm really curious how the treads are worked into the kind of like the wheel sections of Scavenger. Because in the original Voyager version, it was kind of just rubber, and then you would collapse the treads. It would automatically create that circle shape, which was interesting, but it was also kind of flimsy looking. It didn't look too sturdy. So we'll see how this version does it. And as usual with this part, since it's the transformation, I'm not going to be talking as much as I will be observing how the transformation is engineered. And already I like how the tread, or not the treads, one of the wheels is formed. It kind of folds in half. I don't think that's going to turn freely or spin freely. It's going to be just for looks, which is fine. It looks a lot more movie accurate because it is thicker tread-wise than the original Voyager. Now I'm curious how he's going to turn this into a complete wheel. There are the two treads that are still... Oh! Okay, that's interesting. So yeah, you're going to kind of just angle those down. And then I assume you're going to peg them together? Yeah. Oh, nice, yeah. I really dig that piece of engineering right there. And again, yeah, I think just because how that was formed, I assume it can't spin freely either. And there you have one of Devastator's arms. Looks pretty good. I'm happy that since that's on this kind of shoulder part, since that's the back part of the vehicle mode. Or, yeah, a typically non-exposed part, you don't see some screws, some nasty screws like you might see on, I think, the original Voyager. Alright, and the second arm's pretty much all done. There you pretty much have Leader Class Scavenger in his robot mode. It looks like you can tilt the giant wheels. And yeah, I like how that looks. Now, I'm curious how that's going to scale with the Studio Series Prime, because that's where I think the scaling might fall apart. I think Prime might be a little too big, because we saw in the original Revenge of the Fallen movie, he did kind of like jump and hang on to, I keep almost saying Devastator, Scavenger's head, and then, you know, shot him in the back, and he said, pull over, that scene. But yeah, hopefully he brings out that as part of the comparisons later on. And of course he was showing how you can't really stand him on his own. You need his arms to be on the whatever you're displaying him on, which kind of limits how you're going to display him, really. There's not much you can do because of his kind of the nature of his design in terms of posing. Right now he's showing the upper parts, which is the inside of the vehicle mode. He's saying how it's hollow, which it is, but I've seen a lot worse. There's some that are just like, if you've seen the Dark of the Moon Prime and the wings on him, that's just like eye gouging hollow because it's right in your face. This one is completely fine with me. It's at the top. We're not gonna really look at it from the top, and we're just gonna see him. We're gonna display him in Devastator mode anyway, so hopefully it also shows what that looks like later on in the video with the Constructicons we have so far. Now we're showing the articulation. You could articulate that, I guess, pinky finger a little bit. You could bend him at the elbow just about 90 degrees pretty much. And he's showing the kind of like washing effect there with the silver to kind of break up some of that red, which is much appreciated. I wish there was a little bit more of that, because there is a lot of just like blocks of red. It almost looks like a Lego kind of red, especially on the arms. But yeah, that's how it is for now, which is a little bit of paint apps is better than none. Oh, so you can rotate the giant wheel. That's surprising. It looks kind of stiff, but yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all. Oh, and yeah, he was saying that one you could tilt around and spin, but it won't. Oh, it could tilt, but it won't spin freely because of how it's positioned there above his head. He was just spinning him around right now. I'm curious if he could do that little motorcycle mode that he briefly kind of, where he was like on both wheels on the highway part of the Shanghai scene, if you remember that. But I'm pretty sure if you did that, he wouldn't be able to look straight, so it would look kind of strange. Oh, there you go. He's showing a lot more of the head articulation, so it looks like it's going to be on a ball joint. You have a lot of tilting there. You could spin it in strange ways because he doesn't really have much of a typical neck. So yeah, now he's going more in depth into the articulation. So the arms have quite a bit of range. You could kind of even butterfly them in and out. You got that bicep swivel. You got a lot of backwards bend on that elbow. And then you get a little bit of that wrist articulation. It makes sense that a lot of the articulation is in the arms because that's what really is going to support him up. And you got kind of quote-unquote waist articulation there. And right now he's showing us the original Scavenger toy. And yeah, quite a big difference. And then there's the little Legends ones from that little Devastator that could combine. And there he is with the other Constructicons. I think he scaled better with the other Constructicons in vehicle mode. I think here he should be a lot bigger. Again, I hope he brings out Optimus Prime. Then there he is, speaking of which. Yeah, I think if Optimus Prime was Legends class, if there, that doesn't really exist anymore. If he was Legends class, I think it would scale a lot better with this Leader class Scavenger. And again, he's bringing out Megatron. Yeah, I don't think that's a movie accurate scale. Still looks cool though. Alright, and now he just showed us pretty much the transformation back into vehicle mode. Again, it's pretty simple, but it looks like it can be fun. There's nothing irritating about it. And I believe right now he just said he's going to show us how to transform it into the Devastator combined mode. Alright, and pretty much to get him into that combined mode, in terms of Scavenger's arms, you're pretty much gonna just fold them up, and then the other Constructicons will plug in on that post on Scavenger's elbow. And what we're seeing right now is gonna be Devastator's chest, and you've already got those details in place, and he's showing us where Overload will peg in at the bottom over there of the vehicle mode, or of Scavenger as a whole. And there he is. That's all it is for the torso. Nothing spectacular now, but yeah, he's gonna combine them, show us what it looks like so far. And now there is Devastator's left arm, plugging in Hightower and scrap metal. Yeah, right now he's kind of like saying how annoyed he is by that kind of joint where it kind of slides in. And I think it's gonna be a really, really good size. I'm gonna be happy with that size once everything is combined, just judging by how this looks so far. And the other arm we're waiting on, I believe, was Scrapper. If I'm not mistaken, he's gonna be a Voyager figure, so he's not gonna be too deluxes like he is on the arm we're being shown. Now, something I'm realizing that he didn't do here, we did see it in the prototype images a couple days ago. I forgot what convention it was, but you could bring Scavenger's the treads to the back and put them kind of like a circular position, so it looks like that vacuum exhaust, I guess you could say, in the movie that the Revenge of the Fallen Devastator had. But yeah, I don't know if this review was released prior to the release of those prototype images. But yeah, that's something you guys could keep in mind when you guys do get this figure and the rest of Devastator. You can use the treads and fold them up on his Devastator's back to create kind of that vacuum circular look. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this review from this guy. My thoughts on the figure: it looks like it's going to be a really easy transformation. It's going to be what we expect from the robot mode. Not going to be much articulation or posability just because of the nature of his design. He can't stand on his own without his arms being on whatever you're displaying him on. A lot of the articulation is going to be on the arms. It's a lot of red and black here. I wish there was more silver just to break things up. But like I said, we're not going to be displaying him in this or his vehicle mode. It's going to be in his combined Devastator mode, which I think is okay. I was going to say something else. What was it? Oh, my favorite part of the engineering of this is definitely how you get those giant wheels on him. Just like in the engineering of how you fold up the treads and then you pretty much tab them together in order to get the complete wheel, as opposed to the rubber treads that you got from the original Voyager where you just collapse them. It did the job for the most part, but it made standing him a little harder just because it wasn't really anything solid except for that kind of just like that two posts on the wheel. You can't just freely pose them on any side of that wheel, if you understand what I'm saying. But yeah, am I gonna get this figure? Of course. I'm gonna be collecting all of Devastator. That's gonna be proudly displayed on my shelf. I have no idea how these guys get these figures so early, but I believe the release date of this is early 2020, so a couple months to go before we get this figure officially here in the US. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this figure so far. Are you guys gonna get it? If you guys are collecting Devastator, I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna get it. But anyways, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. As always, please hit that like button, share the video, and subscribe for future content from Skybyte Studios. But until then, thanks for watching. See you guys later.